everybody, Styx here at TheTokenMinorities, bringing you another episode of Styx versus the top of the ladder, and once again I have another Little Cup match against, I'm not even going to try to say that because I'm just going to butcher the heck out of it. But looking at his team, I'm noticing that it is a very Volt turn based, particularly with the Chinchou, Mienfoo, and Larvesta, and then he has a bunch of threats on his team, but we'll just go ahead and jump right into the battle. I lead off with my Diglett, which is my normal lead because, like I said, it's sashed and it can set up rocks. He leads with his Mienfoo, gets a crit on the U-turn, doesn't really matter. I mean, this Diglett's meant to die anyway. But it is unfortunate because I won't be able to get 2 hits off on this Drillbur before he is able to take me out with Rapid Spin, meaning that I don't get rocks up at all, which kind of sucks. But at this point, I can go into my Pawnyard, and I can just knock off anything's item. He goes into his Mienfoo, which is actually fantastic for me as I knock off its Eviolite, because Fletchling will be able to OHKO with Acrobatics. Knowing he's going to go for probably the Drain Punch, I switch into my Abra. It is sashed even if he does predict it like he does and goes for U-turn. Nothing on his team can really outspeed me barring Scarfs, but then he will have to reveal which thing is Scarfed and I can play around it from there. He goes into his Larvesta, immediately telling me that it's either Eviolite or Scarfed, as it is revealed here because he outspeeds and KOs. And even though I look to be in a pretty bad position, I am sitting pretty because Fletchling can do work with his team. As he sends out his Mienfoo because he killed with U-turn, I get to switch into my Fletchling. And the switch into Chinchou is very obvious because his Larvesta is Choice Scarfed. I'm guessing his Chinchou's bulky. So I just go for the Hidden Power Grass. Does a decent chunk to it. I mean, not a lot, but it is nice to have damage off on that Chinchou so I can sweep later. And at this point, I go into my own because I am predicting the Volt Switch. However, he just switches into his Snover. It was a good prediction on his part. And right here, I don't want his Chinchou gaining health back, so I'm not going to go for the Volt Switch. Instead, I'm just going to hard switch into my Scraggy, because nothing that Snover can do can really hurt me, and I can nail something with Drain Punch because his Mienfoo has his Eviolite gone. It's going to hurt. And right here, he gets a crit. Luckily, it does not kill me, and I am able to straight up KO right back with Drain Punch. You will see this battle is pretty hacksy when it comes to crits, but now his Snover goes down and I'm at +1. Knowing him, he's probably going to switch into his Mienfoo, or he switches into his Abra. Okay, right here I know that the Dazzling Gleam is coming, and this may look like a dumb play on my part, but I decide to switch into my Pawnyard because I know it can take it, and I am a Scarfed Pawnyard, so I will be able to outspeed and hit it with a knockoff or Iron Head. I notice his entire team doesn't really appreciate Iron Head, and the only Eviolite I want knocked off really is already gone with the Mienfoo. He over-predicts right here, and I'm just able to get some free damage off on his Abra. Now, right here, I should have switched out, knowing that he was going to go into his Eviolite Chinchou. But I just decided to play it safe, go for the Iron Head, get a kill on the Abra or anything else he wants to switch in. And as it comes in, I know it's probably going to go for the Volt Switch, get some Switch initiative, so I switch in my own Chinchou, who takes nothing and actually regains health from that Volt Switch. Now, right here, his entire team is KO'd by Fletchling's Acrobatics, or OHKO'd at this point. So all I need to do is just get some more damage on this Chinchou to the point where it can take it out. So I'm just going to go for Dazzling Gleams with my own, as he just keeps going for Scalds. Fortunately, does not get the burn, although at this point it doesn't matter because I have the damage I need, particularly because Chinchou doesn't run any recovery moves. Now, I go for the Dazzling Gleam again, and it did matter in taking out the Mienfoo, but it did not matter because I would outspeed and I would KO with Dazzling Gleam the next turn. And he goes into his Drillbur right now. I'm just going to stay in, get some damage off on it. I get another crit. Yes, that did matter. But no, it did not matter overall, because at that point I could have just gone into my Scarfed Pawnyard and started knocking off everything. At this point, he just decides to fodder his Abra, not really sure why. But either way, Abra goes down, and Larvesta comes in. I know something's going to die, so I just decide to sack my Scraggy to whatever he wants to go for. And he does go for the Flare Blitz at this point. And right now it's GG because it is obviously Scarfed. It has enough damage on it to where even an Eviolite would be KO'd by a Fletchling's Acrobatics. And Chinchou cannot outspeed, and I would be able to 2-KO with a combination of Acrobatics and Hidden Power Grass. Get another crit right there. Like I said, that one did not matter at all in taking out the Larvesta. And he goes into his Chinchou right now, and like I said, because Chinchou doesn't run any defense, or recovery, sorry, that my Pawniard would have been able to just come in and KO with a knockoff. So technically those crits did matter in taking out the pokes, but they did not affect the overall outcome of the game. And looking at this guy's ranking, he was at 1560, which was good enough for, what was it? I believe it was number 20 on the ladder. But yeah, that's going to be the game, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.